Hello everyone, welcome to RPA Learners, and in this video we're going to see what is Xpath and how to write an Xpath expression and how to execute that Xpath expression in UiPath Studio. And these are the three topics that we're going to cover in this video. And before going to that, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please consider subscribing for more videos. And if you like this video, please give it a like. If you have any other doubts, please do mention them in the comment section below. And the first thing what we want to know is what is Xpath and how it will be useful for us in automation. So what is Xpath? Xpath is a query language for selecting nodes from an XML document. We generally have XML documents where there will be a root node, and the values of that particular node. So which is helpful for us to get the data from that nodes and use that particular data in our web automation or any other automation. And for extracting that data from the XML document, the XPath uses some expressions which is called the path expression to select that particular node or a list of nodes from XML document. And this is what XPath is all about. And now we will see how we can write a query or a path expression using XPath and retrieve that particular data from XML document. So this is our sample XML document that we're going to use in this demo. So we can see there is a bookstore, the root node, and the book node, title, and an attribute language, and there is another node which is the books name, and but this time the value changes learning XML and the Harry Potter. So this is the whole XML document that we're going to use in this demo and demonstrate you about what are the possibilities of writing an XML expression and how we can write in different ways. So let's jump into that. This is the how we can select nodes and how we will write a path expression. Before going to write a path expression, you need to follow you need to know some of the things which are the paths or steps. These are the expressions that you need to remember before going to write a XPath expression. And if you directly write a node name, you can select all the nodes within the name of the node name. Where here you can see if you directly write a node name, then you will select all this particular XML data present in that particular XML document. If you give a slash, then it selects from that root node. Now also it will come from the bookstore. If you select a double slash, then it will select the node in the document of the current node that matches the selection no matter where they are. If in this case, if I have a bookstore root node, so in this place of book, if we have a book stall and there is another node which is book in this particular book stall node, then it will consider this book and the book present in the bookstore as same, and it will return you two values which two nodes which is book nodes. And if you use a dot, it will select the current node, and if you use double dot, it will select the parent of the current node. And for attributes, to select an attributes from the XML document, we will use @ symbol. So let me take a pen here. So here you can see @ is used to select the attributes. And if it is a little bit confusing here, what is these expressions, and we will see the examples for all these expressions and we will get a clarification on that there. So let's move on to that. Now we will see how we can write a XPath expression by using the above mentioned path or steps. By using those paths or steps, we will try to write an XPath expression. So the first expression here is node. Directly, if you give a node name, then this is our input document here. And if you in XPath, if you directly give the bookstore, then the bookstore here, the output will be the whole root node and the child nodes in this particular XML document. The root node is bookstore and the child nodes are book. So it will retrieve all these nodes present in that particular XML document if you write an XPath expression like the node name. So let's move on to the second one. If you take a slash before the bookstore, then also it will retrieve the same, because the root node here is bookstore, so it will retrieve a root node bookstore and the child nodes book on all the child nodes in that particular root node. If you take a bookstore slash book in the XPath, so it will retrieve a book which is in the bookstore. You can see here, the main root node is bookstore, and it contains a block which is book, which is the another node, child node of the bookstore, and there is another child node which is a book stall. For this child node there is another child which is book, but for this book it is the root node is books stall. But we are only searching for the bookstore, and the child node for this bookstore is book. That's the reason why we got only single block here, single node which is book. And if you want this book second one, you can write here the book stall. If you write book stall in place of bookstore, then we will be able to retrieve this particular value here. So this is the another type of writing a XPath expression. And if you give a double slash before book, what it will do is it will retrieve the book node wherever it is present in the document. Here we can see this is another root node, but this is not the root node included in the bookstore, but it will retrieve all the nodes that are present in the XML document, which is book. If there is another root node for either as a book office, and there is a book node in that particular root node, then it will retrieve that also in this particular output if you use this particular XPath expression. So the another expression is bookstore double slash book. It is just similar to what we have seen in the earlier slide, which is double slash book. It will retrieve the book nodes where in the document, if it is at the starting or the ending or in the middle with any root node, but it will retrieve all the book nodes by using this kind of XPath expression. And then the last one is selecting attributes. How we can select the attributes in the XML document. Either we can write a double slash at the rate and the attribute name. Here attribute name is lang, which is language, or we can write as the title, which is the node name, which is title, and we can also provide at the rate lang. Like this is also retrieves the root attribute name in the document. And if you want a particular attribute name that you know, whether you need to search that particular lang English is available or not, then you can probably use this particular expression, XPath expression, double slash title at the rate language in English. So this is how you can write an XPath expression for attributes. And the final one here is the XPath. If you what if we want only this particular Harry Potter name from this whole document, the first first detected node, from the first detected book node we need the book one, which is title and the price. So if you use this kind of expression slash bookstore slash book one, it will retrieve this whole node which appears first in the document. If there is a second element, if you can use that as 2, then you can probably get this 39 price 39.95 book node if you use 2 here. So, and if you want any particular arithmetic operations to be performed before selecting any node in the XML document, then you can probably use this kind of XPath expression where we are searching for a bookstore root node, which is the bookstore root node, and then we are searching for the book node. After that, we are going to the price element, which is price, and then if the price is greater than 35, then we are actually getting that particular node. Here the price is not greater than 35, it is 29, so it will get to the second node, which is book, and it will check for 39.95, which is greater than 35, so it will give this book node as the output, which is title 39.95. This is the output. If you want to write arithmetic operations and get the data, then you can probably use this kind of XPath expression. If you want the last occurred node, which is book, you can also mention it as book, and then this parenthesis open brackets, inside of that you can mention as last function that will retrieve the last appeared node in the XML document, whole XML document. So after that, if you this XPath expression describes where the price is greater than 35 for that particular book, which is greater than 35. You need the name of that particular book. Then you can use this kind of XPath expression. Here you can see there is only one book which is greater than 35, and then the name is learning XML. So this is the output that we got for this XPath expression, which is book, and the arithmetic operation, which is price, and then slash title. So this is how you can use this kind of expression. And what if till now we have seen all the nodes and we know the XML document before itself, so we return some of the XPath expressions which are similar to the names. And what if you don't know any nodes, any node names, the root node name or the subnode child node name and the element names? Then how we will do this XPath execute XPath expressions and get the data out of XML? So you can select an unknown nodes, and we will see how you can select that. And as like in the selectors, we will use wildcards to select the unknown selectors where the numbers may be changing. We will use star as a selector, here the wildcard as a selector. So here also we will use the wildcard star as a selector, not selector, which is a wildcard to be used to select the unknown nodes in XML documents. So star represents matches any element of the node. If you want any attributes that is present in this particular XML document, we can use that as @star. That will give you all the attributes that are present in the node without taking the node name into the consideration. And if you use node function, then it will matches any kind of node in this particular XML document. And what if I want several paths? Till now we have written an XPath expression for a single path. And what if I want a title and the book name, both of them in a single XPath expression? We need to write till now we have seen how we can write an XPath expression for a single data, how to retrieve a single data from the XML document. But now we will see how we can retrieve several paths, and how we can write several XML paths to retrieve data. So this is how you can get by using a slash operator, or I can say a or operator in an and operator in an XPath expression. You can select several paths, and this path expression is like a slash slash book or title and a book price. I need the book title and the book price as well, so it selects all the title and price elements of the book elements. And if I want only title and the price, also it can select the title and price with this kind of XPath expression. And if I want the book title, bookstore book title and the price, select all the title elements of the book element of the bookstore element. Here we need to remember that it will only select uh, the uh, the element of title which is present in the bookstore node. If it is outside of the bookstore node, then it will not select that particular title. This price, it will select two as part of our example. It will only select one title. From this example, it will select two prices, which is 29.9 and the 39.9, because the double slash indicates it will get all the data for all the elements in the document, in the XML document. And this is all about the theory for the XPath expression in UiPath, how we can write an XPath expression. And we will see the practical example in UiPath, and we will see how we can actually implement this XPaths in UiPath Studio. So let's get back there and see how we can implement this one. So let me open the UiPath, and let me save this and remove the unused variables first, and then what I need to do here is first I need to read a text file, read the XML data file which is stored in a text file. So let me show you, this is the Xpath text file which I am using now as the same example that I used in giving you the theoretical information about Xpath. So let me close this one. First I need to read that. So let me select the path which is read text file. This is the Xpath file, and I need to provide the path here or the output variable, the content. Let me name it as XML value. So this is the XML whole value which is present in that particular text file. So let me drag a message box out here. Message box. In this message box, I will write as XML value. And the second thing that we need to do is we need to deserialize this XML. So I take a deserialized XML value, and we need to provide the XML string here, which is XML value. And after that, we need to give a name which is XML. Let me consider it as XML document. So it will name it as XML doc. And if you are not able to see this deserialize XML activity here in the activities panel, go to manage packages and then click on all packages and search for UiPath dot web, and you are able to see this activity which is UiPath web activities by UiPath, and click on install and save. And then if you are able to see this particular activity in activities panel. And let me drag another message box here for the XML document to see the deserialized XML value is XML doc. And now I need an execute Xpath expression, execute Xpath. So here what are the inputs for this one? We can give an existing XML document, so I will provide this as XML doc. You can also provide the XML string and the Xpath expression for this one. So first I will check with the string. You need to write it as string, and in this string we need to pass the value of the string. So let me go to here and select one path. So let me copy this one from here and go here and paste this. Let me remove this. I think I don't need double quotes here. So let me save this and drag in another message box over here. Let me give a output variable. Let me say it as final XML. So let me name it as final XML. So let me debug this one and see how the output is coming, and tell you what are the further implements that we need to do to get all the nodes in that particular XML document. The report is starting now. So you can see this is the XML document that the input here. Here this is the XML value, and then this is the XML document which is deserialized from that particular document. You can see the root node bookstore, and now it will take the values from here, and it will show you Harry Potter 29.99. There is only two elements that are present in this particular book one node, so that it is giving us Harry Potter 29.9. What if you don't want this kind of append for all the values in your XML document, and you want to get the whole node or the element from this particular XML from the root node? So how we can do that? How we can iterate through this particular output variable value and get all the values there? So let me take a for each. For this iterating this particular value, because we are getting the value as a combined value, so we will try to iterate that particular value and get Harry Potter first and then 29.9. So let me cast this particular object, because you can see here the output of this one is an object. Let me open the variable. Here you can see the variable type is object, so we are casting this particular object to enumerable value. So let me try this first. C type and open the brackets, and then you need to pass the value, which is final XML comma enumerable, and open brackets again of object. So that's it. Now we cast the object type into an enumerable object, and then need to drag a message box over here, and I need to mention it as item.toString. So let me save this one and try to run it again and see what is the values that we're getting from this particular execute Xpath. This is the XML document, initial XML document, and this is the deserialized value which comes from the root node, and now this is the value from the message box, which is Harry Potter 29.99, and there is yes, if you face this kind of error, see what the error is saying us is in for each unable to cast the object type system.string. We are converting a string to collection enumerable object. We are converting the object into a string and then displaying it in the message box. So what you need to do here, we are converting, this is an object value, the output will be an object, but we are converting this to a string. So just try to remove this string. So we are not converting it to string starting, so it will be an object. So let me try to run this now and see how this is gonna work. So this is the initial XML document, and this is the output of the deserialized value from the root node, and this is the system object enumerable object now on this message box. And we can see this whole node, which is from book. This is the book one node, right? Book one elements, which are title and the price, and this is how you're gonna get this. I need all the nodes from the book, then I will remove this one and try to run this again, and this time we will get two nodes in the for each. So this is the initial one, this serialized one, and this message box here. This is first node. We have two elements of two child nodes, which is book and the book. So this is the second one, which is 39.5 on the learning XML, and this is how actually you write and execute Xpath expression. This is all about the Xpath theoretical part of the Xpath, and how we can write a different Xpath expressions and how we can use them in UiPath Studio by using the execute Xpath. Here in this for each we are getting all the nodes, which is book, and the further implementation of extracting those data from the nodes. You can also get the values from that particular nodes, and I have already done a video on get XML data from the XML documents using get XML nodes attributes or the XML nodes. So go and check that out, and we also done a video on how we can write those XML data to an Excel file and saving that particular Excel file. So I will give that a link in the description below. So if you want that also, you can go and watch that. And this is all about the Xpath and the Xpath expressions in UiPath Studio. And that's it for this video. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please consider subscribing for more videos. Just mention it on the comments on how you feel about this particular topic, and if you want any other topic in depth, just mention them in the comment section below. And thanks for watching.